Remix. 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 Remix.
And
what it do?
And we are black.
Yeah.
On the morning show, the Remix Morning Show. How y'all doing?
Tony, why you said you text people you're gonna be on the show, then you gonna show up with no camera?
I was up there. Well, I'm posting and letting people know, hey y'all, I'm gonna be on the remix. And then as time drew near, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it into the studio. I'm gonna have to
I'm
just
screaming.
I'm gonna have to do
You
this.
got people texting me talking about Amber, you're on a morning show. I was like, what? And it was like, I saw Tandy post. I said, how do y'all know Tandy? How does Tandy know every fucking body?
I get that a lot. Like, why do you know everyone? I
The
don't
same
know.
thing people be saying about me. I'm trying to keep my lives separate, Tandy. You trying to blend them all together.
Wait a minute, but hold on. Look at John. Why you clowning in the morning? Look at that one beautiful smile. What you trying to say? One is only one. Oh, okay. I see you, John Kemper. It's all good. Choosing violence this morning. It's all good. It's all good.
I love John.
He all right.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I've been told that I know a lot of people. I'm like, I don't know about all that, but all right.
I think you do know a lot of people.
I know of a lot of people, but anyway, Zen is going to be joining us.
Now, is she
running late like black people do? You know how, CP time. She'll
Meanwhile,
be.
I was up.
Yeah, I was up. I was trying not to be up, but I was up. But at any rate, we here. It is Monday, April 13th on the morning show. The Remix Morning Show here on Black Liberation Media. So glad to have y'all with us. Apologies for not showing my face. I am incognito this morning. I promise next week I'll be on screen. I'm going to make a promise right here, right now. I will be on screen inshallah, next Monday. So it'll be 2 smiles for John Kemper, but at any rate. Well, 3 smiles.
You said, inshallah.
Yeah, God willing. Dam don't break, creek don't rise. I will be's here.
I mean, I'll be here too.
I don't see the rundown, but it's all good because I got my own stories.
Period.
We
do need to hear some Oakland things.
Well, I'm not from Oakland. I'm from LA, so
Oakland can hold on today. You know what I meant. Actually, my brother and sister are from Oakland.
Oh,
so that's the main California city I think about.
Well, a lot of people do that, but
we mean or Sacramento. I have so many friends from there.
We mean from Oakland. How are you? Your siblings are from Oakland, but you're not from Oakland?
We got different mamas. My daddy at home.
Daddy is getting into the business. I hear you. No problem. Sacramento has only been on my radar for the last year. It was never on my radar before. Most state capitals, they say most state capitals is country, backwater, not really the big cities of the states.
Chitty said, I lived in the Bay Area. Oakland is cold for black. Yay, area. It is cold for black.
Okay.
I needed y'all to know that I knew black people. That's the people I know from there, or black people. Even though my brother lives in Sac now, but he be doing whatever. I don't know what he be doing, to be honest. He just be all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know where we want to start, how we want to do this.
I'm pulling up the run sheet thingy now.
because there's so much and just not enough time in the
Let's
morning.
go over one of your LA stories first, and then I'll pull this up to do the other ones.
Hold on, let me. Lord, why do you do that? Hold on one second. Do you mind? Could you shut up and move? Move. Did y'all hear that meow?
Yeah.
The cat like, wait a minute. No, go ahead on. You wasn't trying to get over here before I went on camera on broadcast. Now get on. Get on with it.
I found the run sheet.
Okay, so I don't. Okay, where's the brother's name? The brother man. The brother man that set fire to the warehouse. All he had to do was pay us enough to live. He has been identified, and now, of course, I can't find his name. Identified and charged. We can start with that one.
Yeah. I did see that he got charged. What's today? The 13th. Today is April. Yep, April
Yes.
13th, 2026. It is 7:06 a.m. Central Time, 5:06 a.m. Pacific. Those are the only time zones that matter right now.
All right. So where do I put this? In the notes or in the
Just
private
put it in the
chat?
private chat and I'll pull it up for you.
Studio chat? There you go.
Oh yeah.
So how do you pronounce this? Hamel, Chamel, Hamel. I was Hamel Abdul Karim, charged with felony and state arson counts after allegedly destroying property worth nearly $600 million. Kimberly Clark Warehouse, Kimberly Clark Paper Products Facility.
So the article says worker who allegedly set fire to California warehouse compares self to Luigi Mangione. He destroyed property and was charged with a felony. The property was worth nearly $600 million, period. That's what they asses get. An employee who allegedly burned down a California warehouse compared himself to Luigi Mangione in a message to coworkers after setting the fire. According to authorities in a Friday press conference, the LA Times reported. Shamel Abdul Karim, 29. I don't know what it is about hitting 29, almost 30, where you start going into crisis. But baby, he said, I need to do something. And honestly, I understand. I was their brother. I get it. Has been charged with several counts of felony and state arson after a massive fire destroyed the Kimberly Clark Paper Products Warehouse in Ontario, California, about an hour outside of LA. Let me take this comment down. It was distracting me. The warehouse fire broke out at 12:30 a.m. on Tuesday, with police arresting Abdul Karim shortly after. The fire quickly progressed into a 6-alarm blaze, with about 175 firefighters responding to the emergency. The blaze resulted in more than $600 million in damage, with $500 million in paper products destroyed, as well as the $150 million warehouse. Damn, the whole thing gone. Period. Fire investigators say Abdul Karim texted a coworker after the blaze, comparing himself to a 27-year-old Mangione, who is facing charges for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December 2024. Look, America is founded on free enterprise and capitalism, said Bill Asili, the first assistant United States attorney for the Central District of California, during the press conference. Anyone who attacks our values, our ways of life, our system, which provides the best goods and services to the most people, we're going to come after aggressively.
Booyah!
Maybe they said property over people every time.
They letting you know.
Police said on Friday that footage posted on social media also shows Abdul Karim setting fire to toilet paper and other combustibles in the warehouse. In the same video, the individual was heard saying that he does not make enough money to live on. Other small fires were seen burning in the background of the video. And a coworker told KABC that Abdul Karim was not initially a suspect in the arson. There was no suspicion that it was him. Actually, he was missing, so everyone was trying to find him. Everyone was blaming the robots at first. We were almost 100% sure it was the robots until the action in the video, of course. said Alex Montero, a resident of San Bernardino. He faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted, with state charges set to be ruled on first.
So yeah, I was following this last week. I didn't know they had identified him and had arrested him. I didn't find that out until over the weekend. This is from the Guardian, dated on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, yeah, they destroyed some property. Yeah, there was some property damage, but they don't want other people to get the idea that sabotage is a viable work stoppage tactic. They all about attacking ideas. They're all about attacking ideas. So he said, that's all you had to do was pay us enough to live on. So I'm gonna burn your shit down. Wow, really?
Yeah.
Really? And then compares himself to Luigi. Yeah, they don't want people to get ideas.
Well, I know they said that he compared himself in the text messages, but I didn't see any of that actually said in the article. Like, it wasn't laid out.
What? Say what?
Like, they said that he compared himself, but like they never said what the text actually said.
Exactly. Yeah. So where does that come from? Where did that come from?
Stupid.
Samel Abdul Karim. They're gonna have a field day up with that one. See, these immigrants. What did I tell you? They're gonna have it.
Bully survivor said good analysis, Tandy.
So allegedly,
Somebody said sounds like a good time for bidets, shitty matcha.
Okay, is it shitty or chitty? Shitty or chitty?
You're funny.
Gotta get it right now. Gotta get it right.
I was saying chitty matcha.
Oh, what was it? Wait a minute. Where are they saying that he?
They said it in the article, but they never actually said.
Where does he say that?
I don't know. So that's why I was like, I hate when articles do stuff like that because you're saying he just said something, but did he really say that?
Appear to be motivated to. Okay, hold on. Here's one. This is from NBC. I know they can't necessarily be trusted. I'm just saying. I'm just looking around for where we can get. This is from NBC. Sending you the link right there. They're saying it was in a phone call, but a phone call to who?
Right.
And yeah, and who? What are you talking about?
Now, how's Zinzi gonna say she coming on and then she ain't here? We 15 minutes in.
She'll be
ghetto.
Look, this NBC article, you're not gonna see it until dang near. Yeah, it's the second to last paragraph at the end of the article. See, this is how American media does. They will bury stuff, bury it deep within the article, and they're relying more and more.
Damn.
Sources. What are you talking about?
This warehouse big as fuck, bro. That whole junk, god damn.
Huge.
Now I knew it was big, but this big as fuck.
$150 million worth of damage to the building. $500 million in products. That's a lot of toilet tissue and napkins and paper towels and whatever else that corporation does. But at any rate, that article, hold on, they go way down. Authorities said in a phone call. So we know that they monitor the phone calls, but they didn't tell us. They have not told us which phone call to whom, when and where and how. They quote a text message. But yeah, this is all rather sketchy. But anyway.
I don't see. Let me see if I can find the text message part.
Yeah, it's towards the end of this NBC article.
Asali said that in a phone call, Abdul Karim allegedly compared himself to Luigi Mangione. Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't say. But now go up some more to the let's see, go up
Who is
3 paragraphs.
Asali? Hold on, let me find out who
Saley.
that is.
Saley. That's that attorney, state attorney general,
Okay.
assistant, whoever, the guy from California. Anyway, you could hear his voice repeating several times. All you had to do was pay us enough to live, as Saley said, adding that the suspect appeared to
Right
be
here.
motivated by hostility to capitalism and corporations. Appeared to be. Appeared to be. Yeah. So the media is saying he's comparing himself to Luigi Mangione. We're
But I
not.
mean, that's not clear.
It's not clear, but it's also not necessarily a bad thing. If you're trying to keep people from doing copycat stuff, you should keep that information out the press, I would think, but
Yeah.
that could just be me. I don't.
That's why I'm saying I don't think he did that. People just be doing shit.
Right.
Oh.
So as of today,
Zero
I haven't
E
heard
said,
more.
I wish he had tried to hide his voice better. Child saying.
Yeah, well,
We all know it's him. It's obvious.
a lot
Well,
of warehouse explorations. What does that mean? Warehouse explorations? Yeah, I was just going to say I haven't heard of any other warehouses lighting up just yet, but who knows? Maybe they on the horizon. I
that
don't
was
know.
one of the stories on the list. And then let's talk about this one. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
All right, so that was one of my stories. Is that a bird chirping?
Girl, yes, it's right outside my window. I
All
just want to be heard so bad.
right, so I got. I actually have 3 stories I wanted to deal with for California, but
Can we talk about this one real quick and then go back to your California
absolutely,
stories?
absolutely. Take your time.
Okay.
Take your time.
I mean, I ain't got that much to say, but I want to go over it just because it's important. Hip hop pioneer African Bambaataa dies at age 68.
Oh, and if remix ain't talked about that yet.
It was on the list, so I'm thinking no, it just happened. It happened over the weekend, probably.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I forget when did he pass. When did Africa Bambaataa pass away? Because I was like, oh, really? Okay, and kept it moving. Scanning social media for it, but
Has confirmed. Statement: the organization, that's not how you spell organization, said Bambaataa. What you say, Tandy?
no, I was just laughing. April 9th, he died Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, that's not how you spell organization, BBC. Anyways, said Bambaataa helped shape a global. Why are you laughing at me? I'm serious.
Keep going,
This
man.
is
Keep going.
this is serious.
This is serious.
He helped to shape a global movement rooted in peace, unity, love, and having fun, paying tribute to his role in the emergence of hip hop as both a musical genre and a cultural force. Born Lance Taylor, okay, Lance, in the Bronx, Bambaataa grew up during the era of the Black Liberation Movement. In 1973, he co founded the Universal Zulu Nation, an international hip hop awareness group. In his later years, Bambaata's reputation was overshadowed by allegations of child sexual abuse and trafficking, which he denied. TMZ, which was first to report his death, said the artist died in Pennsylvania due to complications from cancer on Thursday. He was born to Jamaican and Barbadian immigrant parents, and as a teen, he became a member of the Black Spades Gang, parlaying his leadership abilities to form the Universal Zulu Nation that sought to channel youth culture away from violence and towards creativity. And his 1982 hit Planet Rock won him global recognition and is credited with shaping hip hop in the 1980s. Let's see. His vision for hip hop transformed the Bronx borough into the birthplace of a culture that now reaches every corner of the world, said Reverend Dr. Curtis Blow Walker, the executive director of Hip Hop Alliance. Interesting.
Curtis Blow Walker.
Right.
Reverend Dr. Curtis Blow Walker.
Right.
I don't even know what to do with that whole sentence, but all right.
Right. Y'all just be doing shit. I'm convinced. Throughout the 1980s and beyond, he continued to collaborate widely, working with musicians including James Brown and John Lydon, and contributing to politically conscious projects such as the anti-apartheid song Sun City in 1985. Is he in the picture? Oh, he right there.
Yeah, that's him with the glasses in the middle.
Oh, okay. They look cute. Okay, Zulu Nation. Got a few little Native folks in there, period. He led Universal Zulu Nation until 2016, stepping down after allegations of sexual abuse surfaced from the 1980s and 1990s. He denied the accusations in a statement, saying they are baseless and a cowardly attempt to tarnish my reputation and legacy in hip hop at this time. He probably did it. In 2025, the rapper lost a civil case in which he was accused of child sexual abuse and trafficking after failing to show up in court. Sure. The Hip Hop Alliance acknowledged that the allegations complicated his musical legacy, which has been the subject of serious conversations within our community.
I'm not a hip hop head. I don't follow hip hop. I don't really care.
I'm not a huge hip hop head, but I did think it was an interesting story.
It looks like he did what he was accused of doing, and a lot of credible 10 toes down members of the Zulu Nation got about, separated themselves, denounced him, it's not cool what he did, blah 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 blah. Regardless of what he contributed, it's not a good look. Not a good look. Like I said, it looks like he did what they said he did.
It definitely like he did what they said he did. Zenzi, if you talking, we can't hear you.
I was waiting for y'all to something
Okay, hey Zenzi, what's up, girl?
Hey, how you doing?
You want a high at 22 minutes after? Really?
Because how you gonna say you want to come on the show and then you was late? It's almost 30 minutes behind.
Yeah, no.
and you in an earlier time zone. It's not even that late for you.
You the one on the East Coast.
I'm in the important time zone. I heard y'all talking shit about me before I came on.
Okay. Whatever.
Hey, Chad, y'all love me still, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, seriously. Rob said that he graped dozens of boys and has pics of them on photo albums. I also brought this story up because I thought Zizi might have some tea. Since
here's the thing. The tea is old. I don't remember it, but I have on good authority that every single thing is true. And it's also this time this year after he died, I started hearing people in his circle, like I'm talking about like on, certain, streets that, I'm not going to celebrate him. And I'm like, what, where were y'all when these allegations came about? So it took y'all this long to either number one, believe him, or number two, acknowledge that you believe him, because you probably believed him, but you don't want to say that publicly to piss off some of your boys. So, this is nothing. What is new is the number of brothers that were either in the circle or outside of the Zulu Nation actually. And I'm not even saying it's a whole lot of them at all. I'm just saying that after he died is the first time I'm hearing, brothers that can speak on it with some level of authority saying stuff rather publicly. When it was like, I feel like, or at best before this happened, it was like, well, I feel that, but, you can't deny. Okay.
Yeah, but.
Yes, you can. You can deny.
Right.
And also, let's talk about how maybe his influence and position is what got him and, some of his artists that far, because they all kept secrets. So you can't separate those two. In generation. I'm sorry, when it comes to minors, and the thing about minors, especially young Black boys, they go after them because it is not manly or tough to tell that this was happening.
Mhm.
To be a victim, to be like a girl.
Yeah.
I
Let's
was I be scanning, and
Hold
somewhere
on
I
one second, y'all. I'll be right back. I didn't want to disappear and y'all be like, what happened? I need to let my dog out real quick.
uh,
okay.
so I was scanning and saw a clip of Grandmaster Melly Mel
Oh
from the
Lord, what is that?
Furious Five. I think it
Oh
was
God.
live TV, but
Mhm.
Melly Mel, these are rappers. You supposed to have the gift of gab. He was like biting his words. It was like, yeah, basically the gist of what he said was, it was we all knew about it. It is what it is. What?
Um,
Huh?
I am speaking allegedly right now because I have never met him personally.
Yeah.
I was close to someone that knows him very well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, physically in his presence. I was introduced to him. I know he don't remember who the hell I am. Um,
Well, not definitely not now.
he don't need to be speaking on nothing. I
Oh,
mean,
you
I'm
my
I'm not
Mel.
saying that he was down with that, but in terms of like his demeanor in some circles, and that dude done shit. Oh my lord, he is not fine no more. I'm sorry, I can't even front. Like he is not fine anymore. He looks like he been allegedly looks like he's been allegedly taking steroids and shit. Because how you like 65 like this, you know? So I
Yeah.
get vibes. I get vibes from him. I get vibes from everybody, but I get a vibe from him where it's like, no, I really want to meet you. I'm like, just stay over there. So,
Yeah. When
who are you talking about?
I don't
In
care, it's not that I don't care about victims. It's like,
I care about. I care
no,
absolutely.
what I'm saying is, when I say that I don't care,
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that I don't care about the victims. I'm saying
Mhm.
that I don't care that he's gone. I don't care about his leg. I don't care about none of
Not
that stuff.
one damn bit. No.
I don't care
And
about, first. I wouldn't put him on a pedestal anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, his legacy needs to be called into question
Uh,
because of all of this. So yeah, I'm not.
Now, who I'm looking at the chat and somebody, A-Rob, he was in the Nubian. Oh, Lord.
Somebody else said that
Damn.
scanning that he was close to. He was
That
either
he
close
was
to York. I don't running with Dr. York. I don't know, but yeah, them Nubians.
I got stories about that from I was involved loosely and very briefly with a brother who was like he had every damn like Moorish, Nubian, blah blah, not all of that shit. And this was about 20 years ago. Maybe not that much, maybe about maybe 15 years ago.
Well,
And
I met them when I was in DC. They tried
oh,
to recruit me, the Nubians.
listen,
Well,
they
no,
tried to recruit me when I was
before that, they were the Ansaru Allah community.
yes.
They were
What?
Muslims. The
I didn't
Ansaru
know that.
Allah, yeah, the Ansars.
Oh, what?
Yeah, when I worked at Pyramid Bookstore
Yeah. I was
on, what was that? On Georgia Avenue,
yes, sister. We were there
they
in the same
would come through there,
right.
and they had these booklets.
Yeah.
That's how you knew it was a cult. They had they had some nice propaganda. Propaganda. Anyway, they had some nice propaganda, but he was always comparing himself to the Mahdi of the Sudan, saying that he was the true successor of Elijah Muhammad, and they would draw these great black men of history,
I
and
remember that.
they always looked like him. Remember?
Yes, I remember
It's
that.
like, what in the
Oh my gosh. But my
what
sister,
the
finish it. This like I learned that the main reason this brother was even attracted to me. Now he's 10, this dude was 10 years younger than me, but he thought that I was much younger than he was. And that's why he was attracted to me. He was like, Dr. York is my godfather. I was like, oh,
But now he had an alter ego. One was Dr. York, a music
the other
producer,
one was
and the other one was this Muslim
yeah,
imam.
I forgot it on
Imam
purpose.
Isa, he had a long name.
Imam Isa and some other,
Yeah, it
and
was crazy. It was
yeah.
crazy.
When
And then they went from Ansar. Nuwabian, I think, was the last iteration. They
yes,
went through a bunch of stuff
yeah,
between the Ansars to Nuwab. It was crazy. It was
yeah.
crazy.
Some dude tried to recruit me. He handed me some books when I was like, a teenager, and like on my way to high school. He's a nice guy and everything, and so I came back without the book because First of all, I'm reading the book, and it talked about how unclean women were and all the ways that we are evil and devilish. And I was like, even as a teenager, I didn't believe that bullshit. And then my last interaction with him was going up to buy some oil and him accusing me of trying to tempt him. I was like, thank you. Let me take my money someplace else. Yeah. And the number of people that defended, especially that dude that I was almost involved with, defended Dr. York, because, well, back then Muhammad had a 13-year. Anyway, wait, hold up. Zero PE, you were in the cult back in 98? Wow.
Yeah, that cult been around for a
The
minute.
people that I know, like personally, that joined, never heard from them again. And when I did see them, they didn't talk to me anymore. So, yeah, that was just some weird shit. But
That was a
wow.
crazy time. But yeah, if you joined us late, we're just talking about Dr. York, a convicted sex offender cult leader, and how he was tight or down, or should I say, African Bambata was ran with. I don't know the relationship, but the point being, these folks
I
usually
didn't know they ran together.
They run together
Oh,
usually.
absolutely. All this. Listen, okay. Dr. York didn't he go to jail for something?
Yeah, I think
with a
he's locked up
minor?
right now.
Yeah, he ain't getting out.
Yeah,
Dude got to be old as shit. But yeah, I think it was statutory. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
free Dr. York.
Yeah,
No,
they had land in Eatonton, Georgia. I ain't gonna mention this dude's name then that I was involved with. No.
Predators run with and support other predators. Absolutely.
And they'll make
Absolutely.
every excuse for it. They'll make every excuse for it. So wow.
Oh, wait. Hold it.
I've never been to Georgia. I'm the one black person that hasn't been to Atlanta yet. Here's my card.
You ain't been to Atlanta? Just it's a simple yes or no. Don't get all huffy. Wait a minute. Wasn't Mark Lamont Hill in New York?
What? Get out of here.
What?
Oh, do tell. What?
What?
What? Man. Just that man surprising me every day. Shit. Hey, Rob. It is the shame that I carry. Okay. Atlanta is mad, but I got family here and I've been there. Because they left New York and went down to Atlanta.
My friend was in that cult until her family escaped. So Zen, I don't know if we should mention names. I'm not gonna mention names right now, but you know that mutual friend that we lost contact with from DC and from Howard, who got married to that older Muslim brother.
I wonder how she's doing.
Hold on. That brother was one of the ones who put out a booklet detailing how the Ansars was a cult. And that was one of the reasons I was trying to track him down, is to get a copy of that book. Because this was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And folks was like, these people are a cult. They do not represent true Islam. Y'all need to watch out for them.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. As a matter of fact, I learned it at the store.
Right.
Yeah, I always wonder how she's doing, just for that reason, And the fact that he wrote that book is kind of ironic as hell, but hey.
Well, who? Oh, well, I don't know if he wrote it, but he was helping to promote the book. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mark was Nuwabian before converting to Islam. Mark was a Muslim?
Mark is a Muslim?
Was. What? Mark Lamont Hill? Did you catch that part, Amber?
Can't hear you, Amber. So we still on Africa Bambata and Dr. York and Co. You done ran the dog around the block, cooked breakfast for him. Yeah.
We ended up back at Howard.
I was gone for 4 minutes.
It felt longer. We can't have you away.
Mark is currently a Muslim. I did not know that, but okay.
Yeah, he is.
Really? Okay.
More power to him. All right.
You know. Wait, he's currently a Muslim? Okay. Hey.
Had no idea, but all right.
I had no idea. And I mean, it's just a layer, but I'm also like, I'm still trying to figure out why he's on that damn show, and what he thought he was going to do with on.
Okay, let's not get too carried away.
I'm not getting too carried away.
Let's stick to the script.
Okay. So Mega said, I'm from
Who
Atlanta.
this girl y'all went to college with?
Huh?
I said, who this girl y'all went to college with?
We cannot mention her name yet.
No, she was dope as hell. She's very beautiful. I really wish I knew where she was and how she's doing. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know y'all went to Howard together. That's interesting.
That's so right. Yeah.
Where I met Zen at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And were you traumatized in the beginning, or?
Huh?
Were you traumatized in the beginning, or?
I think we did. I think we hit it off immediately and shit.
Traumatized in the beginning. Who are you talking about, Amber? Me?
Yeah.
For meeting me, she was blessed. No. No, we hit it off. I don't even, remember. It's like we met one day. Next thing you know, here he is. Yeah. I was going to ask Brother Jamil, but I forgot his name. And so, shit, I know his name now that I'm here and all this stuff. But yeah, because I was going to ask Brother Jamil if he knew who she was. I don't give a damn about him, but I wanted to know how she's doing.
That's so interesting. The world is so small.
It is too small. Okay, it is way too small. Matter of fact,
Zinzabel wants to be messy.
No, I do not. Well, not in this situation. Okay, and here's the thing: if I want to be messy, I'm gonna be messy. But in this situation, I'm being very, very. Me and Tanya being very, very careful with how we call her up.
That makes sense.
Because that dude was big in the DC area back then. I don't know what he's doing now. So yeah. That's basically. I was going to ask Brother Jamil if he knew. You want to know how small the world is? I was at some undisclosed location on vacation a few weeks ago, about a month and a half ago, and I'm in a shop that was a clothing shop owned by this Muslim sister, and she was, she found out I was from New York. She was like, "Oh my goodness, I went down there for a fashion show." Because she's in the nation. She went down for a fashion show in Harlem at this restaurant right next to the Apollo. Then we got to talk about DC. She was like, I was like, "Oh, I know a Brother Jamil. Oh my goodness, I love him. He's so amazing." And so I mentioned him to Brother Jamil, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, I go to her shop all the time." Small world. Small. So yeah. But
the world is small. Somebody said that Michael Monhill also found out he had a daughter.
Yeah, see, I was trying not to get messy. Can we not,
I mean, I don't care. Okay. I don't know. Really? I didn't know that. Okay. Wow. He doesn't claim to be Muslim publicly. He is Spanish and Arabic. He speaks Spanish and Arabic fluently. I believe that. And you know something? That's probably, didn't he go to Israel?
He went to Palestine.
He went to Palestine. It's all Palestine, but anyway, he went to Palestine. I'm pretty sure that's probably how he was able to get around more freely. He spoke Arabic.
Wow. From what I've seen, he does not claim. Somebody said, from what I've seen, he does not claim to be Muslim publicly. He's Spanish and he speaks Spanish and Arabic fluently.
That's why I was saying if he speaks Arabic, he was probably able to move more freely over there. Zero P was saying, I was trying to join the Nation of Gods and Earths when I was in high school, but they didn't have any chapters in Nashville. So homie said Nubianism is the next closest thing.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Listen, the Ansars. What did they? I don't remember. What did the second? They showed up in Alabama once. Was it Alabama or Georgia? In either way, the point being,
They
them
got chased out.
Negroes showed up. The Dr. York's people, they showed up wearing cowboy boots, cowboy belt buckles, and cowboy hats.
Now the belt buckles be cute.
Several iterations. Okay.
Right now, well, no, the last time, right now, yeah, because right now I see them and they got just regular old t-shirts on, but you could tell, I can always tell them who they are. And I would say not too long ago, they be in like this purple garb looking like full force. I'm dating myself.
Oh, you're
With-
fine.
Wait a minute now. Now hold on. Now, are you talking about Dr. York's people, or are you talking about the bros,
Dr. York's people.
the Hebrew bros?
They're not the same people?
Oh, the Hotep Qs.
No, the Hebrew, yeah, the Hotep Q. Well, not the Hotep Qs.
Hebrew Israelites.
The Hebrew, yeah, the Hebrew Qs. Those are
thought they
black
were-
Hebrews.
I thought that was the same cult. Okay.
No, come on now.
Okay. You know who has a really good episode or a couple of episodes? Cam James, who did the Jared had him on the show when he did the interview with Henry Louis Gates. He did he actually talked to some ex-members of the Israelites. I thought they were all, you know. The Ensars are having a resurgence in the UK. I didn't know they made it out there. Wow.
Well, it might not be the same. Hopefully, it's not the same.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's probably a different cult. But man.
Well, I'm not really shocked that the cowgirl aesthetic is still big in Alabama. I mean, if it was big in like Albany, New York, I'd be like, what is going on? But it's, and they do. I know in South Carolina they still do trail rides, and apparently trail rides are a big thing. I wanted to go check it out from what my niece was
I love
saying.
trail rides.
I'm like, yo, I gotta check it out. So, it makes sense that it's down there.
I haven't seen
Black cowboys in New York.
only cult I've seen out in LA is there have been black Hebrews out here. They be on the corner shouting at people.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any Hebrew women. I guess they are locked up. If they got any women, they locked up at home.
They at home.
I really be like, do y'all have women? Do y'all really have any women? I don't know.
They be lying.
But what I want to know is when we see these videos of them marching, like, did y'all? Where did all
I
y'all?
don't feel like they be practicing ahead of time because they be a little off.
No, but where'd they all come from? Are they busting these people in?
I think they be playing in the little meetups because they don't have enough members in each city to do all that. So they be playing in little meetups.
Where's the money coming from for them to all show up in a location? Where's that money coming from for them to all show up in a location?
Probably from their warehouse jobs. I don't know. Shit.
Do y'all have jobs? Because you be out here yelling at people on the corner. But
Right.
Yeah, I think it's that's a big part of the thing. And Cam actually interviewed a young girl. She was in her 20s or maybe a late 20s, and she was born into it, and she left. Her parents are still in it, and so she was talking about her experience as a girl, which as in most faiths, experience as a girl, but it was worse in that situation. So, but she talks about her her parents with love and everything, but she was like, I had to get up out of there.
I'll bet you did.
Yep.
I'll
So
bet.
those 360 question books. He wants to make a debut. See, I had a thought while I was rushing to get here very quickly about the warehouse thing and about sabotage, because I've heard sabotage is a tactic. And him comparing himself, there is no comparison to that dude. It's too early in the morning for me to remember names. But yes, the Yahweh Rangers.
The Yahweh Rangers.
Oh my God.
I like that. Yahweh Rangers is funny.
That's good because again, I'm dating myself, but I would be walking past them like full force, get busy one time.
Yeah, the Hebrew full force.
Okay, for real. All right. So yeah.
Rangers, yeah.
For me, it's like I understand and I absolutely respect sabotage as a tactic, but I understand sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I don't think this was a situation. It's like if you're harming workers or if you're causing more work for the workers and the higher ups can afford all that damage, even though they say they can't, um, it's a
But
thought.
this is also the kind of thing that media, these are the questions media needs to ask. Media doesn't ask questions. They allegedly report. But media needs to begin to ask these questions.
Yes, they do. But I also, as soon as I saw his name, I was like, yeah, I know what this is going to turn into. And as soon as the person that was being interviewed said, we have to teach them that our, companies or whatever, are not to be played with. I was like, okay, there's a separation right there. I also noticed that, and this is most of the time when it's a black or brown person being arrested or being charged for something, they rarely are able to speak, or they're rarely even asked any questions. Like they're just muted. Where if it's like some white man doing something, he'll be having a million interviews because we're just trying to understand what motivated you, and it's like the black person probably, oh, he's an animal, he can't speak for himself. Come on now. So I just noticed that,
An animal who can't speak for
yeah.
himself.
And as far as like right now, honestly, the media has been trash for a long time. Ever since big corporations started buying them out and calling themselves like MS, Microsoft, NBC. People forgot what the MS was, even this MS now, whatever, which is even stupider. And CBS and all of them are owned by Disney. So you're not going to trash the company that owns you and any of their affiliates, because Disney owns everything. Tech companies own everything. So if a tech company hypothetically donates to a particular politician or a particular president, they're going to most likely tell their reporters, because at that point, it's not even journalism anymore, in my opinion, but Tandi's the expert at that. They're going to say, okay, don't ask any follow-up questions that you learn to do when you learn this in school. And also, a lot of people that were really good at that job got fired for asking those questions. And so it's a threat. I honestly also think that people are afraid of, I think people just scared, like people in media, whatever. I think they're just scared of Trump because he's threatened, that chick bought CBS, and CBS is a trash heap now. So, they're afraid to say something and lose their jobs. When back in the day, even the big journalists didn't, they were willing to lose their jobs.
Yeah, they was willing to do it. They was willing to do it for the story, for the plot.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Speaking of journalism and new journalists, I do want to look at this story from Chicago Public Schools.
Mm-hmm.
It's what? From,
Yeah, I'm looking at like all public school IDs and library cards to boost.
Yeah, I think this is also the title isn't the best, but it says Chicago turns all public school IDs into library cards to boost student access. They announced the Chicago Public Library and Chicago Public Schools announced the expansion of the 81 Club, building on a pilot launched in 2022 to give students access to the library system's vast collections and databases. I don't think it's not clear if all of them currently have access now, since it was a pilot, so it's obviously like a staggered process. But I thought it'd be cool to talk about just because I know.
So is it not the public library? Or is it a different system?
It's the public library. So it says all Chicago public school students now have access to nearly everything the city's libraries have to offer, including physical items like books, as well as extensive digital resources. The Chicago Public Library and CPS. Hold on, y'all. My mama calling me. Zinzi, take over.
Okay. It is never a dull moment on the Remix Show. In Monday mornings, smash that like button and throw us some dough. The Chicago Public Library and CPS announced Tuesday the expansion of the 81 Club, a program that allows school identification cards to double as library cards. Named after the city's 81 library locations, the program builds on a 2022 pilot and looks to remove any barriers to accessing the library system's 6 million item collection, as well as its online databases and free academic support, according to the city. With the expansion, every student, no matter their zip code, school enrollment, or their age, will have access to library cards and programs and resources that make their lives more enriched, Mayor Brandon Johnson said at an event. Now, that's all I can see because Amber brought this up, but I'm a bit confused because at least in New York City, libraries are everywhere and accessible, and it's not hard to get a library card as a kid. John Kemper, they close your libraries where? Yeah, so I'm saying, like, Chitamacha, don't the public have access to a public library anyway? Kids, they have, I mean, I've had a library card my entire life. Back in the day.
Well, this is saying that your school ID is now your library card, because I know out here you have to go in and apply, and you have to have a phone number, and you have to have your identification card.
Even kids?
Well, I don't know. My kid, that was
okay.
So I don't know.
And I also remember, well, we had libraries in the school. Like every school had a library. I hope they still have those. And then we would take trips to the library, you know. And also, I know there's no funding for it, at least in New York City, but there used to be bookmobiles. I don't know if they still have those.
Yeah, they used to have those. I did move it down so you could continue reading Zinzi, but I can also take over too.
Okay, I'll read it. One club works in an agreement between CPS and public library. Their student data, according to the city. Yeah, that part. This interagency communication removes the need for an application, paperwork, or any additional steps for students to gain a library card.
Yeah, see, application and paperwork. Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, I've had a library card as a kid. I don't even remember how I got it. That was a long time ago. I know as an adult, I needed all that.
You
like
have to go do it for you, like fill out the application. It's like a whole thing.
Okay. Chicago Public Library officials said the initiative is aiming to promote resources for young people facing the greatest barriers to education, such as foster youth, unhoused students, and undocumented students. Okay. What do y'all think?
Hold on. Stephen Pellisher says, I will say with my executive function, taking away a step from me getting a library card would make it more likely I'd have a library card.
I understand that.
I think it's the steps involved.
Okay. I do understand that. And I know that bigger cities probably have more funding unless there's someone in a small city that's dedicated to keeping public libraries open. That part, Chitamacha, data collection. But apparently the school, I mean, it may be linking.
I will say it's a bigger access barrier than people think it is. We have students here who have complained about like trying to get a library card. Your parent has to go with you and sign applications for each person. Right. You also cannot be in the library or you like the community centers during certain, like after a certain time, even though it's like right after school, you have to have a parent or guardian with you. Like it's not equitable and it's not realistic for students. So I think it's helpful that they are just automatically registering them. I do get the data piece that you're talking about, Zinzi. Yeah. I do get that part, but I agree with.
Yeah, I do.
I agree with Stephen though. Like, I don't have enough executive function to do all that shit. It would take me forever to finally fill out the application.
Same here, but it's also for me. First of all, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I was 49 years old, and you know, I had to put two and two together because I was like, well, I always did things in school well, and it's like, yeah, you use memorization way too damn much. But I do now. I know that now, and just. I admit to being a little bit privileged in a certain way that I've always had access to a library in my neighborhood, no matter where I moved to. But I've been in New York City my whole life. Even when I was up in Albany, you know, I had access to the library. And I actually, up until COVID, I volunteered with the, it's called TASC now. It's basically GED. You know, some places call it TASC. And I was teaching math to adults I was first teaching reading, but for me, teaching math is a lot more fun because reading, it's very structured the way that you have to teach it because you have to go through this training. Like it was a 6-week training for literacy programs. And I don't like being told I have to teach a certain way. And they were desperate for math tutors because a lot of people don't like math or don't want to teach, whatever, and I love it and I love teaching it. And I'm really good at teaching it to adults that have never, I had a student that had never been to school. He moved here from the Caribbean. He never went to school when he was younger. He was an adult when he came here and did like a lot of manual labor, and he wanted to learn how to read. And so he learned how to read. But you have to pass the math part. So the people that I had already passed the literacy, the reading and writing part, and I was teaching them math. But I also know that after there was a certain time during the day where students were allowed after school without parents. It was a short period of time, but they were in the neighborhood, they were allowed. So it was interesting for me to learn how libraries function. Also, when I was in Oakland, and I remember there used to be a project about maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, where they had like these little, like, someone would put like a little box in front of their house and just like offer free books, of like a book exchange. So you walk down the street,
Yeah.
you see this. Yeah. I don't see it anymore in New York City, but I know when
We
I was
still have them here.
I love that. I love that idea. I just don't see them anymore. And that's another way of accessing books. I will admit, even though my library is literally 2 blocks away from me right now where I live, I will order it online because I can get it from any branch, bring it to me, and when it's ready, I'll go to the library and get it. And even that library, like this library here, Queens Library, they have certain times when the kids are in there without an adult. So
I follow Chicago's mayor on Instagram.
mhm.
That's where I first learned about this program. So he's very good at communicating what they're doing in the city, which I appreciate.
Oh yeah.
But he'll always have there's this dude, I think we got his first name last week, and I done forgot it already. We're trying to figure out his
We'll be
last.
asking the questions.
He sounds like he is ADOS, and he's always trying to hem the mayor up. And the mayor is so professional and just absolutely will not lose his temper and cuss this Negroid the F out.
I'm
Which
gonna follow him.
he needs to cuss this Negro out. He needs to. I don't understand why they keep letting him in to
The
the
same
room.
guy?
Yes. If you go through the Instagram for Chicago's mayor and look at the press, you'll see who I'm talking about. He always asks him something whack. It's always tied to some agenda. He's basically trying to say that ADOS or descendants of slaves aren't really feeling you, Mr. Mayor, because it seems like you're favoring illegal aliens. And the mayor done already told you we don't use that language here. There's no such thing as an illegal alien. There are undocumented immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And it's other stuff, something about reparations.
I don't think he's. I know what you're talking about. I don't know if he's ADOS or not, but I will say
ADOS type questions.
Yeah, but I will say I think it's the way he asking the questions. Like he's purposely trying to be offensive.
Yes.
But I will say, as somebody who does know people who live in Chicago, that is how Black people feel. His approval rating is not high, and I think that because the mayor has a very good social media presence, people assume that people in Chicago like him as a mayor. But that's
what I was going to say. We need to hear from Chicago people. I've heard from one or two, but not a lot. But judging from
Black Chicagoans do not fuck with him like that, and the biggest part is because they do feel like he has favored immigrants, even those immigrants are people of color or Black people. They do feel that way, even though those programs already had existed. I think that the real issue is that he's done a really good job of highlighting like what people have, what resources exist and stuff like that. But he does not have a high approval rating.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, that's the
thing. I know people like that in New York City. Yeah, I'm related to a couple people like that. And
New York. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Okay. Yeah. And so that doesn't surprise me. And thank you for the reminder, Amber, because I'm like, well, damn, that's a good thing. But yeah, a lot of people might not be just like I'm very, very careful about bringing this person up because in my opinion, if you don't understand how New York City runs, you can't say shit about it. But there's a lot of Black folks that really were not down for Mamdani for the same reason. Because they're, and people are always saying
because people don't see immigrants that are half Black as Black.
Exactly. And people ask, I remember somebody asked me, this was like a couple of years on one of the shows I was here. Um, how I think it was Kim, how can you not understand that when you're in New York City? We're not all meshed into one area, like okay, let me make this sound a little bit more correct. People tend to stay in the same neighborhoods with the same people, and a lot of people have lived in that same neighborhood and they only go into Manhattan to work and they go right back home, and they hang out with people just like them. And I'm talking about Black folks, they got parents and grandparents. Well, most of the people I talk about have parents and grandparents in the South. I'm first generation New Yorker. My mother was born in North Carolina, so we have a direct link down there. And so you hear like a lot of, especially working class Black folks that may, if you don't have an accent, they may not know that you're from a Caribbean island or whatever, and so yeah, it doesn't surprise me. And so I have to look at it that way. So because they were like my dad was not down with Mamdani, but I was like, yeah, okay. And I just I try to have certain conversations with him. He has grown, but he an old man too, and he's like me. Shit, fruit didn't fall far from the tree at all, and yeah, so that doesn't really surprise me. So I do appreciate the mayor, and I'm going to follow that anyway. But it also brings up a real issue where people like that do exist still. And the best thing I can do.
Somebody else said something in the chat that I agree with, that I think it's actually Knuckles. She said, also, please keep in mind there are reactionary Black folks in Chicago that don't identify as ADOS, that play off that anti-immigrant stuff.
Absolutely.
My Chicago family falls in that camp. I would argue that also the reporter who's asking this is the same way. I don't think he's ADOS. I think he's anti-immigrant, because I hear a lot of anti-immigrant rhetoric from Black Chicagoans. I think that's more so what it is, but it feels a little ADOS-y because of the way it's being.
I think he's more ADOS. I think he's used ADOS or FBA.
You think so?
That terminology.
I feel like the way you say he's used. I thought you said you think he is. My bad.
No, if they use
like he's asking questions in a very anti-immigrant way that will make me think, okay, he might be that.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't clear to me. I was unsure. I was like, I don't really know this guy.
He's asked questions that are anti-Brandon Johnson, in my opinion. Okay. But yeah,
I mean, I think he's asking questions that are critical, because as someone who is on social media and also understands government, he's not done a lot as mayor, and I think that people have fair critiques of him,
right?
And he has a really good social media presence, so people have to use that. That's the only time they have a time to answer some questions. Oh, okay. They have to use that. As somebody who has seen him, I just saw him at a conference during a fireside chat, and the things that he talked about around accomplishments, to me, weren't accomplishments. Like the executive orders he signed, he was like, yeah, and now you have 30 million people who are protected by those because they wrote the same ones in their cities. What? Like, he sees those things as accomplishments versus like what you're actually doing in the city as mayor. And I think that's where the critique is, because he is in a Democratic majority. He could do a little more. And I think that the Chicagoans don't want him focusing so much on the Trump shit. They want him focusing more on the like city stuff, because their city budget was a disaster.
Wow.
Like, it was a lot going on in that city budget process. And he was trying to do something similar like Mamdani with, like, the budget cuts or whatever, but the organizations weren't even on board. Like, the grassroots orgs in the city weren't on board. So I think it's more of a, like, people are critiquing him fairly, but it does come out very harsh. Is that a dog?
That's Sweetie. That's her cat.
Oh, okay.
What are y'all talking about?
That was you screaming like that?
I wasn't screaming.
Okay.
I think it does come out very harsh, because Black people are not the nicest to each other sometimes, especially when we're upset with someone. But I don't think that the critiques are wrong.
Yeah, I hear you. And I agree, Dre, because I'm related to folks like that, So yeah. And the thing is, like, we, like, Black folks are layered. Like, we ain't all, we're everywhere, of every mind, and all that stuff. Oh, okay, Dre said, oh yeah, Brandon Johnson is an ass. Again, I've also not been to Chicago yet. So here, just take my damn card. But
Okay,
Chicago,
can we talk about Zen's boy?
Chicago cold
Can we
as
talk
hell.
about Zinzali's boy getting Albanian citizenship? I need to know what that's about.
Wait, who? What?
I need to know what that's about.
Who? Who?
Eric Adams.
If you ever mention me and him in the same sentence, I will come through this TV screen. I'll get on the plane right now and go to LAX and take a cab to your house. What? First
So
of all,
Zen, what's up with your former mayor getting seeking and getting your boy? You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna get on no plane and come out here and do nothing. What's up with your boy getting Albanian citizenship? Yeah, I call him your boy. Now what? Albania, out of all the Albania,
I'm gonna deal with her off the camera.
dude. What are you doing?
Okay. Y'all have not yet figured out that this man is an attention whore. How do you not know this by now? Okay,
Y'all should know he was an attention whore from the way he was dancing.
He was an attention whore from back when he was still a senator, and I used to work in the IT department of this New York State Senate up in Albany, and got to know way more. Like, I will say, not about the legislative process, about the idiots behind it, than I ever wanted to. And when first of all, I got there in 2010, when during the brief time the Dems took, basically grabbed the majority by coup. And Malcolm Smith was the leader, and they just ran that shit in the fucking ground. Like, y'all, got it and fucked it up and lost it in the next election. But that's how I got in, because I will tell you right now, every single legislative job, no matter where you are, it's a point that you got to know somebody. Okay. My mama knew somebody. She knew a senator. That's how I got the job. And his biggest initiative, and thank God it didn't become a law, his biggest bill that he introduced was to make sagging pants illegal in New York State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was his biggest. And then after he left that, and he was never in my district when I was in Brooklyn. He was never, ever representing my district. Unfortunately, fucking Hakeem did, but whatever. He became...
I love the way you talk about these people.
Listen, okay? I know too damn much. Okay, I've seen too damn much, but that's for another conversation off the camera. But yeah, he became the Brooklyn Borough president, and the fucked up thing about it was the Brooklyn Borough president that basically decided not to run, Marty Markowitz, was like, no matter who knew him, whether you met him or not, he was Brooklyn. He loved the fuck out of Brooklyn, and he looked at Brooklyn like nobody did. And then Eric got that election after him, and you would go to like a big street festival. I'd be at a billion festivals because I'd be outside all the time in Brooklyn, especially when I lived there. And he would have, his little setup and everything, his booth setup. Never saw him, not even walking through the crowd ever. He gets elected mayor, and I'm still studying this before I even speak on it, because there is a woman, Una Clark, who apparently groomed a lot of Black politicians to become senators in like the East New York area and Brooklyn area and stuff like that, and other places. So there's this like pipeline from Una Clark, and then there's also the pipeline. I forgot the minister who's minister in Queens of Allen AME Church, and that's another pipeline. And if you're in any way affiliated with Allen AME, like Malcolm Smith was, you can kind of get up in politics. And so when Adams was mayor, unfortunately, he gained notoriety for being shitty and being the worst mayor ever. And again, I knew all the Black senators. I didn't really know a lot of the assembly people, but the senators, I knew them. I saw him walking down the street with his, posse or whatever. And, I was like, how you doing? How's everything? He acted like he did not know me. I said, okay, no, that's all right. Bye. And he's like, oh, so how you doing? No, you don't have to, let's not do this. So now I don't know you. He's a shitty man. He's also, he ran as a Democrat for Senate, but he was a Republican way back, but he knew he was not going to win as a Republican. So his trashy ways, and for anybody, it's like this. Okay, yeah, they're all the same, but rolling over for Trump is some next level bullshit. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you that the main reason Trump is getting away with a whole lot of this shit, besides the fact that he's only hiring loyalists, he only appointed loyalists that were not qualified at all for the positions, including
Very Trump-like.
Drinky Pete, and shit. And yeah, exactly. And they also are people that he probably has a whole lot of shit on, including Democrats, including especially Chuck Schumer and fucking APAC Shakur and shit. He got to have a lot of shit because he's just that dude that will dig for dirt and hold it over your head. But yeah, he was trying to get out them charges. Eric Adams got, like, I'm hearing about all this stuff. First of all, he's not the only legislator that he's, it's like there's certain ones that will never get caught, and there's some of them are just sloppy.
Yeah.
I don't even think that he was arrogant.
I did see some comments in that I want to bring up because I do think it kind of highlights what I was talking about the Chicago thing. Lewis said, I'm in Oak Park, Illinois, and people don't realize that programs that are benefiting outsiders on the books for 20 years, and the Chicagoans who get mad haven't paid attention to the laws on the books. I agree with that, but I also think that the response to that has to be different. If they are obviously upset, why not educate them? But all I see is shaming and ignoring. I have seen the mayor ignore people when they bring up these kind of concerns versus explaining that this is why the program is in place. This is how you get access to it. It's all about how you talk to people. And when you present yourself as like this, very accessible social media type of mayor, it's super easy to make a similar video explaining what resources people can get if they're coming from a different country or if they're unhoused, if they're moving here and they're new citizens. Like it's so easy to just explain that. And then Ashley Nichols said, my family was complaining that migrants were living in tents at a local park provided by the city and kept saying, what about Black people? As if living in a tent is somehow a luxury. I think they mean what about Black people, as in like because they want tent housing too. I think they're not being specific, and I think also Black Chicagoans are so blinded by their anger of what they feel like other people are getting that they're not even looking into what they could get or advocating for something different for themselves. Which is why I be so annoyed when people complain a lot versus like offering a solution. I think we all have a place where we should complain. I think that's totally fine. But I think nothing will change if we aren't pushing for something different. And I have seen a consistent, like, just rhetoric of complaints and like people being angry at him. I haven't seen many solutions. They do be attacking that man, but also it's still on him. He could respond so much better. That's also the biggest issue. He like be going antagonistic back and forth with the reporters. Just respond better.
Who are you talking about now?
The
mayor of Chicago, girl, same person.
No, because she's reading comments. But yeah, I agree. And and I'm always an advocate of, especially, people talk about, organizing. Number one, I'm not an organizer at this point in my life. And I'm not particularly good at it. But listen, I'm a soldier and, I don't need to be up there. I don't need to be up front. I'm cool with that. That I've seen enough people in this movement, in these spaces, that you're not reaching people because you don't know how to talk to them. You don't. And if you can only relate to somebody that's on your academic level or on your political level, and you're mad because you can't reach it. And it's not everybody. Some people, it's like we all get frustrated, but it's just like, how are you talking to this person? What kind of language are you using?
Yeah, it really is that easy.
Yeah, and also for me, and I was in the chat on Saturday because I didn't realize that was a live whatever, but it was a live chat anyway. And I had said something where it's just like, I don't understand. That was when FD was being interviewed. And I'm just like, I do not understand. I can understand having a big, huge difference in politics. I don't understand not liking a person because of that. And it's just too much of that bullshit. I can't stand this person. Or I'm gonna say it. It's because you're, super, political hero. Don't like this person. You don't like them either. You don't have any other reason except that. And I was talking in the chat where it's just like, first of all, I love me some FD signifier. Fuck anybody that thinks anything other than that. But I also know I've been following for him for years. I've seen him make evolutions. I've seen him evolve. I remember when he first started mentioning Jared. I remember when he first mentioned Kamal and, talking about, I'm going to this Black Man Bill meeting, like, a couple of years ago. And people up here just hating for no fucking reason except somebody up here hates him. That don't make any damn sense. Because if you don't like somebody just because they're not where you are or whatever, not as conscious as you are, or whatever the fuck that means, how you reaching anybody? Because I know a lot of people, in my family. And I think for me, I've always been sensitive to this because, I'm a kid in 1972. I'm 4 years old, and my mother has me in the Nation of Islam. And my grandmother was not going to say anything to my mother about it, so she would use me. You ain't no damn Muslim. So I had to deal with this shit all the fucking time, my whole damn life.
That's wild.
And of course, my mother would never be around because that's, back then we had multi-generational homes. So we lived directly across the street from my grandparents, and so I'm over there all the time. That's a babysitter and shit, but she would be doing mean shit like that. And also, I'm a 60s, 70s kid who never, I ain't get my ass beat, and my grandmother had issues with that. You need to get your ass beat. So this is the shit I had to fucking deal with. I'm gonna make sure that nobody else has to deal with that bullshit. So you gotta know, and talking to somebody like that wasn't gonna make my mother not, I'm 4 years old.
Yeah.
I love going to temple. Like, what's wrong with you? So yeah, I can. And also being, and I've had my share of being that annoying person. Okay, being that dork where I'm like, this person just isn't really, progressive enough for me and shit. But I grew up. So when I see people still doing that, when we have so many examples of how that shit never worked, and y'all still doing it, I'm just
because people will continue to do the same thing over and over again, even when it doesn't work.
Amber, remind me to tell you about how Zen was when we first met.
Okay, I will. I did want to bring up a few more comments because they brought up some of the stuff I was thinking about with Chicago too. Ashley Nichols also said we can definitely criticize Brandon Johnson from the left, i.e. approving the Southside quantum computing facility on poison land. I agree, and I saw a lot of pushback on that, and I was very disappointed that he did it, but I wasn't surprised. A lot of these mayors approving or like not pushing back against this shit, even though it's harmful.
And also, they got paid by whoever was lobbying for that, whoever was pushing to have that built. I'm sure he got some money from that.
Yeah. And then somebody, Lewis said, as an outsider of Chicago, Johnson and the last mayor was set up to fail based off of Rahm Emanuel and the Democrats. I don't agree. I think that we are way separated from Rahm Emanuel at this point. And they are not in a budget crisis. Brandon Johnson is making these decisions. He's choosing to make these decisions and not based off of them being in crisis. He's making decisions that he feel like is, what people should do.
Yeah.
But honestly, if we're being realistic, the politicians in Chicago is shiesty enough to get whatever the fuck they want. That has nothing to do with Rahm Emanuel or the Democrats. Like, that's just how they move. The Chicago politicians is moving like the Detroit politicians. Like, them motherfuckers are like the most up there corrupt, just like the Cook County prosecutor and DA department is corrupt. That's how they be moving. So, like, I don't understand why people are always shocked that they're not getting exactly what they want. Like, that's how they be moving. I actually feel like Chance the Rapper did a really good explanation of this one time. He talked about it one time when people were talking about how he wouldn't be in politics because his dad is like a top consultant or whatever. And they didn't understand why he wouldn't want to be in politics. And he was like, I live in Chicago. Like, he was like trying to explain it. And people were acting slow. Like, there's a lot of, somebody in the chat said it too. Chicago, like most major cities, are nothing but layered corruption. It's a lot of layered corruption.
And also another thing that I learned, because I'm working in Albany. Albany is boring as fuck. I'm doing shit, and there'll be like some like lobby day, or they have something they would like have free food. I'm a stickler for free food. So I learned that you can come in and be like, okay, I'm gonna revolutionize things. I'm gonna come in and your fellow cohorts, are going to try to knock that shit out of you because there's a culture that you don't see. And like, for
They definitely
example,
call Cook County Crook County. I just want to
oh,
put that up there.
there is definitely a culture where you'll see Republicans and Dems arguing on the floor, and after that, going out for a beer together. You know, the only person that, and I heard this from other like politicians that doesn't do that is Marjorie Taylor Satan and shit. She doesn't do that. Like, she hates you in like, and you know, I hate the hell out of her, but I do appreciate that because that's how I am. It's just like, okay, if I don't like you in public, I can go like you in private either. You know, but it's very, first of all, they all have the same funders. They all have the same sponsors. You know, APAC owns, like, there's a website to tell you who APAC owns and how much, you know. And so yeah, you can come with these wonderful grand ideas, but your fellow politicians like, no, that means we gotta do better. We gotta do work and shit like that. No, you ain't coming here with that bullshit.
Yeah, and they don't want to do that.
They won't do that. The people that actually do the work are the staff of the legislators. The legislators will just be, okay, we're introducing this bill. You ain't write shit. There's somebody else writing all of that stuff. So
they are. As someone who has been the person who was writing it, I could tell you right now.
Listen, I almost got a job, but they were paying pennies. It was bullshit. A legislative bill drafting commission that is independent, and this, I don't know how they're doing it now, but back as far as I would say 2010, they every single day they're printing out every single bill, every single word, any bill that was going to be addressed to the floor. These documents this big. And guaranteed that a lot of those legislators did not read the bill before they got on the floor. They may have skimmed it, but they didn't read all of that.
Yeah.
And
that's why I be telling people that's the biggest policy cheat code. They're not reading none of that. They're not writing none of it. So if you write it and you just say some good stuff in the beginning, you can pass it. That's how I be getting shit passed. How y'all think I be finessing these motherfuckers? Okay. They're not reading anything.
Don't read it, and then there may be some writer or some other thing on the bill that's gonna fuck you all up. But it's, you know, this wonderful thing in front here, you know. So yeah. It's just like, and
I want to bring up John's comment again too, because he said, like I said, he's a Chicago politician. Exactly. And I just want to say, you know, I think one of the best examples of how they be moving was when I was at the DNC, because the DNC was in Chicago, and I had to go for our Black Caucus. We had an event, and they give you, like, you know, the little passes or whatever. So I'm just in there. The Chicago governor had a hospitality suite with free food, drinks, and performers from 9 a.m. every day to 9 p.m. And I was in that hole. I'm in that job.
Listen,
snacking, but like that's how they are. And the people that was in there was they negotiating deals. They in there talking about all kinds of stuff. Like, they were very much on some Chicago politician shit. The Chicago people was hosting these like little side events and stuff. I said, if this isn't the biggest example of how they be finagling and stuff in politics, it's so obvious.
I go to the Black and Puerto Rican Legislative Caucus every February in Albany. I'm up there every year.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, they be inviting me, but I'm not coming to Albany just for that.
I volunteer, so I get, you know, it's like I get a pass and I'm going, you know, and I'm like, I'm partying, I'm eating food, I'm having a good old time. But yeah,
that's what I'm going for. I said people be so shocked when people go to political events, baby. They was giving out lobster and fresh shrimp at the Pennsylvania party. You think I wasn't finna be there?
All right. I went to there was one, and they were talking about it was a food justice presentation, and it was in the lobby of like a hotel and one of the upscale restaurants in Albany, which is very few. And they had amazing food. They had vegan stuff, and they had wine, and just, I'm like, oh, and it's like, if you're registered, you're going to these workshops, you're going to all these things. And, you know, they even had one that I missed because I was volunteering that I really wanted to attend, because they were talking about just like hair care justice and everything. And the woman who used to do when I had locks, she was, you know, in that workshop. I heard it was nice, but I couldn't go to any of them. But yeah, you know, I'm in there for the food and the wine and shit like that. Lil Bill is a liberal Zionist. What? Wait.
Who is Lil Bill?
If it's the Lil Bill that is a YouTuber, I didn't never get that from him. So it must be somebody else you're talking about.
Well, what are we talking about actually? What the hell are we
Oh,
talking
look at Dre's comment.
about? 6:24 p.m. What the hell are we talking about?
Oh, because he went on some rant or something. I don't know. All I'm saying is
Okay.
when I be telling my friends, if you ever want good meals during them
Listen,
conferences and shit, just go to them receptions, baby. They was a the Philadelphia reception will always be my favorite one. I just be going for the free shit. Now the
yes.
goodie bags are nice, but I give them to people because I don't need no more goodie bags.
I'm
But I
not.
just want y'all to know. I want y'all to know what the politicians are spending y'all money on when y'all donate.
That
They are
part right
spending the
there.
money on fancy restaurants and really
Mhm.
good goodie bags. I was getting all kinds of shit when
Yeah.
I was in at the little DNC thing, and I didn't really go to any of the DNC stuff because I don't fuck with them people.
Yeah.
The only thing I went to, the only day I was there, like actually during the day, was when Kamala was giving her speech because I was doing a live broadcast with Revolt talking about her stances on Palestine and like how she has to like, the talking points that she needs to be focused on and what really matters to Black voters, because I do think it's important to have the other opinion versus these people who are just praising her. Like, that's cool. A-Rod funny. That's
Listen,
cool, but we have to be
A-Rod,
honest.
I'm with
A-Rod
you.
said, Amber said, pay me my reparations in swag. Actually, not in swag, in the food. Because let me tell you something right now.
Oh my
I
goodness.
know that the Pennsylvania people had that lobster fished out in the morning. That shit was so fresh. I know they had fresh shrimp cocktail. The shrimp was this big, just all out on ice. I said,
Okay,
ooh.
I'm gonna hit up the Pennsylvania one too because I did not know that. I'm right then. Bring your shit. Hell yeah. Now, I like. Okay, he's talking about Lil Bill who has a YouTube channel. He ain't no celebrity at all.
No, he ain't no celebrity.
No celebrity. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's not a celebrity. I mean, he's a very popular YouTuber. He has a lot of followers, but so it's like no. The only reason why I say that I was surprised that he's like he made a Jewish supremacy video. Oh, I missed that. Oh shit. Zionist propaganda. Whoa. Honestly, we got to see these folks with their celebrity. He's not as in some circles, he might be a celebrity. He ain't no celebrity.
Yipper in the goodie bags, it was like mostly like hangover kit type stuff. Like they had like little eye patches and like Advil, lip gloss. I know one of them I had some Savage X Fenty because they had sponsored one of the events or something. They gave them like lip gloss and stuff to give out. So I got some of that and like some highlighter. It was stuff like that, like little basic goodies or whatever. I gave the bags to my mom. I just kept the lip gloss. And then you said jumbo shrimp. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it's called, y'all. But the shrimp that because it still had the legs and stuff on there. And I was like, but it was good. I took the legs off and it was fine.
It gives you something to hold on to. You just hold on to the tail. You can just bite it all in one. But yeah. It's like I don't care if he's a celebrity. No, it was just like someone mentioned celebrity. I'm like, no, just let me stop. Who is the Detroit slimy ass Detroit mayor?
Which one?
The son of the slimy ass father that was Detroit mayor. It was the whole big there was like a woman involved.
Brittany, is the end of this that they kill you? First they feed you, then they kill you. I don't want to die. I left after I had the food, so they wouldn't have a chance to kill me.
Okay, people can feed me. I could be like, I think you'll walk away. Okay, they ain't talking to me. They just give me some food. But yeah, whoever that guy is, and he's like in and out of jail now, but he kept running, and they kept electing him, and then he got caught with like he's either him and his father probably got caught with prostitutes, and his dad was caught on camera saying some slimy shit. This YouTuber. Kendall, what is her?
It's a lot.
She had
the shrimp are called king prawn. That makes sense.
God, what are you? Okay,
she had the most amazing takedown.
Time out. Can we get a reset, please? What the hell are we doing? Okay, can we get a reset? I'm confused. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
Because you ain't been talking for 10 minutes, so
I'm trying to follow along, and it's not working. It is not working. I am not following along. What the hell?
I blame Zinzi because we're
talking about.
I don't have ADHD because me and Zinzi are following.
You say ADHD?
I know she's talking about.
Shit, the ADHD
following just fine. I'm good.
The ADHD edition of Remix Morning Show. Oh my mother freaking!
Get into it.
The chat is on par. They're all on board with what we're talking about. They know that there's two conversations happening.
I'm gonna go after.
And they're good.
I'm gonna have
You
to
ain't
go
going
on
nowhere.
remix on a different day because
No,
No,
we finna reset. Let's let Zinzi finish her thought, and then we'll reset with another story.
okay. Her
yeah, this is not working for your girl right here.
You should have took an edible.
No, I had an edible.
no.
I've had an no. I'm not doing. I don't know.
Who the
No,
heck is that? Anyway,
the
yeah.
ADHD stream.
You
Yeah,
are
somebody
part
did
of
say
it
that. And
too.
then
Yeah.
Brittany said she is following. So see, it might just be you, Tandy.
Oh, I'm clear. It's me. That's what I'm
And you
saying.
know what? I will
I'm
say
clear.
this. Okay. I will say this about Tandy. She a good as hell storyteller. She captivates people when she talks. Okay. And
Yeah.
just be like hella smart and know her shit and stuff like that. And I can do that, but I ramble. I'm really trying not to, but I'll be all over the place, so get into it. I'm just like strap in for the ride, okay?
Strap in, cause it's a ride, baby. Y'all didn't tell me it was gonna be a
Okay, I will
ride,
just say
y'all.
this. And I will find the episode for another show, but her name is Kenny JD.
It's
That's
been a
her.
wild ride.
Yes, it has. Kenny JD is a YouTuber, and she used to do. She used to basically she would just create something to talk about while she's doing her makeup. She doesn't do that anymore, but she makes these, shows. And she did this show because she could not fucking stand this man. I'm trying to find his name. And she's from Detroit, and
Yeah,
she
I
been
love when people do stuff out of hate.
yes. She was like, I hate the fuck out of this man. And I was riveted because she was talking about, I think she was talking about a movie or
Riveted.
something. And she had mentioned him and she just was on a tirade. She's like, I'm gonna do an episode because I fucking hate him. And I love the way she did.
I
And
don't think
she
I've
was
ever heard someone actually use the word riveted. I've read it, but I think I've ever actually heard someone say the word riveted in a sentence.
riveting. Yes. Meaning captivating and
Stephen
stuff.
said, "Good
It's
storytellers can have a hard time following ADHD people. They strangely expect a linear story." Somebody said that I
Yeah.
needed to get tested because they thought I might have ADD or
You don't.
ADHD. I'm here to tell you, I do not. I do not.
I
if,
thought
this,
it was actually pretty obvious that Tandy did.
if this is what it is, I do not have that.
No.
Kwame Kirkpatrick. That's who it was. I think Kwame Kilpatrick or whatever.
Kilpatrick, okay.
Yeah, Kwame Kilpatrick was the mayor that she did this thing on. Man, I'll just send it to y'all so you can watch it because
Okay.
I didn't know. Like I knew I had heard about him, but first of all, I didn't know his father was slimy, and his father was so slimy that him being caught on camera, he didn't give a shit at all. He's just like, oh, that thing that we're talking about, blah blah blah. Just oh my god, it was just hilarious. So, but it's
Mm-mm.
like I said, it's I learned a lot from being in legislative spaces, and because I was a person that didn't give a fuck about any of that, and I'm just like, okay, you got to know some shit that's going to affect your life. You got to know some shit, whether it's indirectly or directly. And for me, it's like I can't talk about a politician if I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I can't, throw something out there if I don't have the whole story. Whether I like the politician or not, I fucking can't stand that orange motherfucker. But, somebody says, oh, he said something or whatever, and I can be like, okay, well, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying that's only half of what he said, or this is only half of what he did, or he lying out his ass all the time. But I'm gonna make sure I get the right story. And I don't watch mainstream media, so I rarely know what they're saying on there. I know what they're saying on channels that I do follow. I read Ground News and Electronic Intifada and anybody like Al Jazeera. Like I'll get my but I do know because though like the white lefty channels I follow, even though they annoy me sometimes, they will talk about, well, the media isn't covering this, or they're not saying this, or they're not bringing this up. So I really don't know how they're talking about any of this. Let's check for certain opportunities to seek celebration when they admit it's only because they get caught. Yeah, that's a lot of that. Mamdani is claiming he's rolling out city supermarkets, but it is going to be run by a private contractor. I think I disagree with that. I got to read up on that because I'm just being real careful about, first of all, New York City politics is a its own devil, its own layer of Satan, and
Yeah.
the
But I mean,
Zionist
I also have a question too, though.
Yeah.
Who would it be run by if it's not run by a city employee?
Well, he's
What
saying
other option is there other than a contractor?
that's a good question.
Because most cities use contractors because they only have a certain amount of city employees, and they would have to amend their city budgets to add more employees, so they have to use contractors. We have a stance in our city charter for that reason, and on our county side, and most cities do.
Yeah.
And I also think if he is using a private contractor, it must have been a good enough rate, because I watched the videos where he talked about the budget where they did cancel out contracts. They removed several contracts to get the budget under where it needs to be. I don't think it's a horrible thing to use a contractor to run a supermarket as long as it's quality. But if you don't have the city employees, who else is going to do it? There is no city department that's a department to run supermarkets.
Right. And it's also, it takes a level of knowing how that industry runs. Like, I can't open up a supermarket. I don't know about food safety, and I don't know about, all this shit. So I would assume you would find somebody that is experienced with that. Like, contractors run, getting government contracts.
I have a question too. Maybe Dun and Nunn can answer this too. They said the PDX is run by the federal government. That's a perfect model that exists. What's could you put in the thing what the PDX is? I don't know what that is.
That's like the federal government stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the army, the military bases.
Oh, but they be hiring civilians.
I don't know if they
have civilians.
I don't think so. I know civilians can't shop there.
Oh, okay.
No.
And then someone else said, but why couldn't Mom Donnie put that in his budget? I don't know. But the only videos I've seen about the budget is him trying to cut stuff because they don't have enough money.
Right. And again, like, I understand the dragging. I understand somebody, Dre, Democratic socialist. Like, I don't, he's not a socialist. He says that all the time. But I don't have any hatred for the man. I don't know the man. I've never met him at all. I'm also in New York, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see, if he does something or not. But I also know how city government is run, and, those devils will try to shoot him down every chance you get. I'm just at a wait and see, because I live here. I fucking live here. And there's a whole lot of shit that went down when Adams was there that wasn't new, but he just made it worse. So I'm just gonna see what happens. And I'm not, again,
I would like a little bit more. I would like some more videos explaining some of the stuff that Adams fucked up on that he's cutting and stuff too, because he explained in that one video, but he hasn't done an update video yet. And I would like more information of what else are y'all cutting? Because he did talk a little bit about the waste. I mean, but also I will say the same thing Mondani is talking about. Most of the mayors in the U.S. who just recently were elected in the last year or two have been saying the same thing. Our mayor said the same thing about our previous mayor. Like, the budget was fucked up. Like, I mean, they were coming out left and right saying we owe $5 million here, $2 million there. Like, it was random. They had failed for some scam that someone sent and paid somebody $15 million from the city general fund and cannot trace where it went. Like, there was all kinds of shit happening, and that's happened in most major cities. And whenever Atlanta gets done with this current mayor, they're gonna be fucked because he just doing all kinds of stuff. Rahm Emanuel, that lady who was elected before Brandon, she sucked. Like, their budget was trash. It was horrible. And it was so bad that it's really hard for him trying to figure out how to fix it. And the solutions he offered were not good solutions either. I don't feel like they were. But I'm noticing that as a trend throughout most places. And it's usually the Democrat-run cities. And it's exactly why I said we got to stop electing these old-ass Democrats because they don't be giving a fuck.
But again, and I've said this for years, people will elect a name that they recognize. They don't have no shit about their policies. He been, city councilman for 30 years, or he been a senator for 40 years or whatever. I know that name. I see him all the time.
And I'd be like, yeah, that means he should go home.
Exactly. But unfortunately, that's the thing that we deal with. And for me, it's, again, Dre, I feel you and shit like that about hating Mamdani. First of all, I don't. It's like, if you do something, I'm gonna hate the fuck out of you. I don't have the patience for that shit. I don't believe in not hating. Believe me, I have my share of people I fucking hate. I don't know that man. I don't know what he's done. Eric Adams, I should be hating his fucking ass, but I don't. I just don't fuck with him. That's it, right? I don't fuck with him. He like all this dragging the Mamdani is getting. Eric should have gotten 3 times of that shit, and I ain't seen none of that from nobody. So all of a sudden, somebody comes in, is whether he does something different or not. Somebody comes in, he's not a scientific socialist or whatever you want to call it. That motherfuckers ain't getting elected in New York City, and it's like again, my stance remains like I ain't gonna hate somebody for doing what what this fucking system fucking does. So I'm just like, why is
somebody watching on Twitch? Lolo Sweet said, "Preach, Amber." Thank you. Also, Zinzi, someone said that you might like this video. BGR did a good video on how Democratic candidates stole the phrase "socialist." You may like it, Zinzi. So
I'm aware of it a little bit. I'm just saying, like, I'm not focusing on he's a Democratic socialist. Like, I'm not.
I also think that the other thing I don't like about the Democrats is that they also are so nice. Like when I don't like
Democrats at all. Yeah.
Yeah, even when the stuff was happening with our budget, like there were issues coming up that were the previous mayor's fault. But our mayor would not call it out. He was explaining what happened, but he wouldn't say because this nigga fucked up. And then our budget chair, he was in the budget hearing kind of going off a little bit, but even when he got interviewed by the news, he wouldn't blatantly say that this was the previous mayor's like fault. And I've seen a lot of them do that, like in other cities too. They won't just call out what the fuck is happening. Stop being nice. Be real with people. Yeah, I agree with A-Rob. They're not nice. They're complicit. You are being complicit when you won't just call out what's happening and give folks the information. The information is this motherfucker giving y'all money away. He done gave it away to all these people. Eric Adams got all these side contracts people done got for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Thank you.
Just call it out.
Call it out.
And I can respect it. Mom Donnie was honest with people like, hey, this is what the budget looked like because of this man. These other, like, especially in these southern cities, they're so like just fake nice. Like, don't want to ruffle no feathers. No, ruffle the feathers. This is not motherfucking tax dollars.
They are so, especially in New York City, especially, the ones that I've seen in Brooklyn, they are so fixated on decorum and fixated on, respectability politics and all that bullshit. And I haven't been a Democrat in a very long time. I don't fuck with Democrats at all. So Democrat, socialist, whatever. I'm not saying that. See, y'all are missing my point, and it's too fucking early in the morning for this shit. So yeah, I'm just like, there are many things that I can, criticize somebody for doing or not doing. And to me, that's what fucking matters. And yeah, I say fuck you all the time. Shit, I just be saying that because that's my love language. But, I don't have to hate you to say fuck you sometimes. Like, shit, I say that to people that wake me up when it's too fucking early. Be waking me up. Like, fuck you. So, yeah. But, yeah, I'm just like, and so many people are treating this man like a celebrity because during caucus weekend, which is, generally they have like a mayor's forum or something for all the New York State mayors from the biggest city to the tiniest. And
they be having them little retreats and shit.
Right. And so it was, it was just one of the workshops or one of the forums or whatever. People were lined up because they wanted to go in and see Mamdani. And they're not like, you living up in fucking Canandaigua, which is like, 7 hours away from New York City.
Yeah, I don't get that. When people talk about stuff like that, I don't get that feeling. Like, I don't be like, oh, I got to drive to meet this like politician that's like a celebrity. I don't feel that way about politicians. No, I don't feel that way about most celebrities. Even like musical artists I really like, I have to really like you to even be willing to buy like a meet and greet ticket. Like, I'm cool with just meeting the artist. I don't get starstruck because, bitch, I'm the star. If we being honest, I'm the real star in this motherfucker. But I'm just saying, I don't feel that way about politicians. And I think because we haven't taken that away from people, like to help them understand that this person is not a celebrity, they are a politician, they are a target that you should be working to get things from, then we continue to see the same thing. Because they're like, oh, how could you be so mean? And then what you mean to them?
Thank you. Make you do your damn job, okay? And that's another thing that I learned when I was up in Albany. A lot of politicians and the townspeople that they represent have a big animosity for New York City because they've been led to believe that we are taking all the resources from New York State, which is bullshit. And it's like y'all don't understand that your legislator is shitting on you while both of y'all are shitting on New York, and he's making you even poorer because a lot of those towns up there, and I'm talking about all white towns, have no industry, have nothing except a prison, maybe. Because, and listen, there was a town up there that I learned from someone that worked at Walmart because they have bunches of Walmarts up there. These people got this job here because they couldn't pass the drug test at Walmart. I'm like, if you can't pass a simple drug test at Walmart, okay, so yeah, it's
put the cocaine down.
Listen, the meth, the cocaine, and I'm
I
like,
was gonna say meth, but I was like, they might think I'm being too many to say meth.
Poor white people, I'm like, how? Like they be spending their whole checks on cocaine. How? Why?
That's not cocaine. They spending their whole checks on crack because that ain't no cocaine.
Listen, I hear you. I believe that too. Nothing surprises me. Okay.
Masha said Amber is the real star.
I said that. She is the real star. Like
Tom,
yeah.
What do you think about the LA politics?
Oh, you 15 minutes left and you want no thank you. I'm good.
What are your thoughts? Like, do you feel that way? Do you think people feel that way about the LA politicians?
I'm good. I'm just waiting on Mr. Arthritis to knock on the door. I'm good.
You know what?
I'm screaming.
I am screaming on the inside.
It's not my fault. Zinzi's a yapper, and I fell for the trap.
No comment. None.
Let me pull up another story so we can reset.
No. Don't, not on my behalf. Y'all keep doing your thing.
No,
I'm just counting. I got 14 minutes left. I'm good.
Not 14 minutes left. Tony, you can't quit.
13 minutes and 30 seconds because we got to play.
That's not how this works.
I'm good.
Anyways, guys, I want to do a quick reset. Stephen said you're boycotting ADHD. You are. That is so mean.
You'll get over it.
And Ashley Knuckles said, Miss Tondi, we miss you. I'm a storyteller and linear thinker as well. I have difficulty following too.
That
means it's your turn to take over.
Knuckles gonna hang out. No, it's gonna be me.
That means it's your turn to take over.
Ashley against the world. No, I'm just playing.
Me and Ashley against the world is crazy because if we don't know that you're talking about a person, anybody watching this will be like, what? Ash.
Oh, gosh. And she's sister Ashley Knuckles. All right.
Okay, just doing a quick reset. This is the Remix Morning Show with Tondi Amber. Zinzi is joining us. I don't know how many.
This is the ADHD version of the
Here's the thing. I was
here
asked
on Black Liberation Media. We cater to all of our people.
It's 8:47 a.m. Central.
I was asked to come back, but now I think I might not be invited back again.
6:48 a.m. Los Angeles time.
Pacific time. Is it Pacific time?
Yeah.
Pacific/Los Angeles time.
They only care about Los Angeles. She only cares about Los
Angeles. They do. Okay, this article is from CBS News. It says the USPS suspends contributions to employee pensions after warning of cash crisis. Not the pensions. The U.S. Postal Service is suspending its contributions to the Federal Employees Retirement System, a pension plan for its workers and other civil servants, as the agency struggles with mounting losses that put it at risk of running out of funds. Let me go buy some stamps. The U.S. Postal Service is heading towards a cash crisis, USPS spokesperson David Walton said in a statement. The step that we are now taking to suspend FERS payments helps conserve cash for our operations and other necessary payments. They contribute about $400 million a month to its employee pension plan, the agency said in a statement on Thursday. The Postal Service said it will continue to send worker contributions to the retirement plan and will also transmit employer automatic and match contributions, as well as employee contributions to the Thrift Savings Plan, another retirement program for federal workers. The temporary halt in contributions to the program comes after Postmaster General David Steiner warned Congress last month that the postal agency is heading for a financial crisis without course correction. Those changes could include raising the cost of a first-class stamp to 95 cents or reducing delivery from its current 6 days per week schedule to 5 or fewer. Without such changes, the USPS could run out of cash within 12 months, which could result in a stoppage of mail delivery. What day was this article? This is from April 9th.
Yeah. And the USPS also lost a significant contract from Amazon. So Amazon's not using them. And who was that guy that Trump put in first to demolish the USPS anyway? And someone did mention that this is just part of an attack. But I don't know about the pension plan being part of an attack for electoral politics, because, you know, unless they're trying to get Louis DeJoy, unless they're trying to get the USPS employers to, I don't know. I don't understand how that would be related. Yeah, Louis DeJoy was in place tanking the USPS. Yeah, because he was hired like with the first Trump administration, and he just stayed on because Biden refused to fire him, which was some bullshit. Yeah, and so he fired. But it's just like, yeah, once you mess some shit up, it takes a lot longer to clean that shit back after you fucked up the whole thing. So yeah, Biden refused to get rid of. This Joe Biden.
Huh?
Are you buying stamps? How are we saving the post department, postal service?
Amber. To be continued.
I'm serious, Tondi. How am I going to my packages?
And you want me to come up with the plan in 9 minutes, Amber?
Yes.
Girl, if you don't.
That's how I know you really don't have ADHD, because baby, I would have had it put together in 4 minutes.
Right.
Oh my God.
I really wonder sometimes who some people in the chat are talking to, because ain't no Democrats up here. At least not right now. I don't know. I wonder, because the one thing that I notice a lot is, from, you know, what I've heard and what I've seen, it's like people mention something Trump did, and then people have to mention something Biden did. Fuck both of them. So I don't really need that shit. Like, I'm not saying, oh, I love Biden when I bring up some Trump shit. Don't be doing that shit to me because I ain't one of them. Like, no, I find it really curious because they all fucking evil. I don't know. But yeah, so Tondi, apparently I'm not invited back. So it was nice knowing y'all.
Who said you weren't invited back?
She said it was nice knowing y'all. Like, she dying.
It's like, somebody said you weren't invited back.
I'm going to be quiet and silent and demure from here on out.
No, well, then definitely don't come back. That's you projecting. Ain't nobody said you should come back.
All right, fine. I'll be back. Shit. Listen, you know, half the time I don't listen to you.
You get the link next Monday.
Half the time I'll listen to you.
I don't know if I'm gonna be back. I'm just playing.
Oh, you better. The next
motherfucking say.
When is the next root work? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Your episode about sinners was so good, Tondi. Thanks for sending it to me. I was listening to it while I was taking my walk with my dog. It was great.
But now you got to do Oshun. I don't know if Yemiya's up in there, but you got to do Oshun. Definitely.
Oh my God. One thing at a time.
You did Shango and Ogun in the same thing. So you can do.
Look, it's 7 minutes left. It's 7 minutes.
What you finna do today, Tondi?
Go to sleep.
That's it all day?
I'm gonna try.
Tondi is Count Blackula. Y'all ain't know that?
Some of us have to go work our jobs. It's crazy, bro.
I'm doing it 10-ish. Yes, you're Count Blackula. Tondi is Count Blackula. Okay, it's about to be her bedtime. You know,
Tondi, a smile is old. John said a smile is old next week. Who are you trying to tax and tell me?
John, you ain't wrong though.
All right,
John,
fine. Whatever.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah, Tondi, John is right. We like your face.
Yes,
whatever.
It's so funny. My short little story. Before, and this is before the internet, because after, Tandi's from California, I'm from New York. So after I didn't go back to Howard, I just left and didn't come back. And like we would lose contact, and then we'd find each other maybe 5-10 years later, and then internet is here, so she can't get rid of me. But yeah, it was always interesting because she'd be in like Jackson, Mississippi, then she'd be in San Francisco, then she'd be in Atlanta, and now that there's internet, I can always find her.
To see this list of stories, I was hoping to.
I'm gonna mark them. I'm gonna mark the ones that we use on the run sheet, but for the other ones that you have on the list, you want to put them on.
Nope. 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 It is. Yeah, this was a long list, but nope. But we got 5 minutes. What's the uplifting story we're gonna leave with?
Good question. I don't know. I will say
I'm going to be collecting them for the upcoming episodes. And she said I could not, even though it's uplifting, I see this uplifting. I could not present, stories like, this sister beat up this white chick for not knowing her lane. That's a feel good story, but I can't have those. You have to be other feel good stories, which is why I'm having a hard time finding them. But I will.
I'm screaming.
Oh.
And if anybody got something to say about my feel good stories because they're not whatever enough, again,
it's not uplifting, but it is funny as hell. Trump in that AI.
Oh my God,
him as Jesus Christ.
Hilarious.
This is who these people have elected.
Mm-hmm.
This is who these people have elected. He talking shit to the Pope. He puts himself in an AI meme as him being Jesus Christ. This is who the
he was on like a crazy. He was on a crazy rant and more shit. I was like, what?
Okay, I was just like, it's like me watching TV. Okay, you know what? I will.
One day I want you to know that Keontae said this is
college day stories. Many of them, but
okay, one at a time. I missed that. What was that? Who said
I
what?
You know, Keontae said this has been a great show. So see.
What you say, see, Tandy?
I will.
Oh God!
It's Tandy saying one at a time. I think Zinzi got a delay. I think Zinzi got a delay on her video though.
Probably. Yeah. I will attempt to be punctual next Monday. I'm sleeping like a normal.
No need.
I don't see the other one, Keontae. Hold on.
Well, you said tell another Zenzi Tandy college story, so I got those in my back pocket, one at a time. Okay, they're many.
Do you see the comment? I don't see it.
Yeah, that's the only other one I saw.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, tell us more Zenzi Tandy college stories. How long did y'all go to college together?
I lived in DC for 4 years total. 3 years at Howard, 1 year just hanging out in the city.
Yeah, and we were hanging out that year too, but I was still trying because I went to Howard for 3.5 years. So, and then
did both of y'all? So did Tandy graduate and you not graduate? Or did I go somewhere? Y'all went and then went somewhere else.
I didn't graduate. I fled. I ran.
Yeah, I planned on going back, but I shouldn't have left for that summer anyway. And then you just, I start working, you start getting into your life, and then it's kind of hard to go back. And I just knew I was going to go back and finish, and I just didn't really make it back to DC. So I went like 2016, finally, even though I left Howard in 1990, I just finished. I finally got my degree. I also got it from a completely different major because I didn't like the major I had at Howard anyway. So yeah,
that makes sense. Then what school did you go to? What school did you go to? Like after that?
Oh, I just went to SUNY. There's a school called Empire State College, which is more geared towards adults that are either continuing their bachelor's degree, or they have like a lot of union classes, and the union might pay for them to go to like get a certificate. And so I finished. I had majored in psychology, and I mean I love the subject, but they taught it. It was very dry the way they taught at Howard. So And of course, I didn't know I had ADHD back then, so I was taking all these African studies classes that had nothing to do with my major because they were more interesting.
Excuse me. They were not
Let me-
squirrels. They were rats. Thank
They
you
were
very
rats.
much.
Okay, they were rats.
They were not
Sunday, you
squirrels.
ran because of squirrels and rats?
No, they were not squirrels. They were rats. I thought they were squirrels, and then I realized, why aren't their tails bushy? Why are their tails long? And oh my God!
So there were rats in Howard?
I don't know what. And what? There's
Rats
rats in
all
DC.
over DC. Period. DC.
DC.
I will never
Okay,
forget.
yeah, that sounds yeah.
Remember the
possible.
story last week? Yeah.
'Cause I do be seeing them black boxes everywhere when I'm there.
Yes.
And they didn't have those.
Which
back in the
obviously don't work. But anyway.
But I mean, if you lasted 3 years, you might as well have stuck it out for another year, girl.
Okay, here, Amber, you want to have me tell this part of it? Okay, I was going. Me and my roommate, we had my housemate. We had an apartment together and everything, and then friend that turned into boyfriend came up. He's like, why don't you come back and you could work and you could stay with me. You don't have to pay any rent and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, like a dumbass, and went there. And 3 days later, now he has redeemed himself over the years, although we're not together anymore.
Could you just tell the story? Just
3
one.
days after I got up there, I was at his house while he was at work, and the marshals came and said, you got to leave because they hadn't paid him and his roommate hadn't paid rent in 8 months. Yeah. So I took some class. I got hit by a car. It took me some time to recover from that. Yeah. So
You was going through a lot. Tandy, what was your reasoning though?
For what? For leaving?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have stuck it out that last year, girl.
I didn't have no money and wasn't looking for none. And
that was good enough reason. I would have left because I ain't had no money either. That's all you had to say.
And that's why I should have stayed my ass in DC to work, because Howard is freaking expensive and loans weren't even covering everything. My mother, we didn't have money that.
Well, I didn't know how to play the system.
Yeah,
and nobody taught me how to play the system. Because if I knew how to play the system, I would have applied for loans and budgeted in.
Yeah.
What do you call it? I would have budgeted in the
your living costs,
study abroad, all of that.
Yeah,
I would budget everything in.
Yeah, and also,
Tony, they saying you joined the movement. That's why you left. You can be honest with us. It's okay.
That was a kind of a part of it.
Yeah.
That wasn't a big consideration.
When you change your name?
First or second time?
Yeah, I had a couple of name changes.
A couple of names.
No way. I fuck with it.
That wasn't going to be a reason for me to leave. But it made it a little bit easier. But shit. A lot of people got their PhDs and they still in the movement. So, and listen, did you bring Zach Hondo to this channel?
No, he was already there.
Okay.
I met Zach when I was at Howard.
No, I said, did you bring him to this channel? Did you bring him to?
No. Okay.
No, I knew him from you.
They found him on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I will also say that there was a particular Dean Keen, who a lot of people, myself included, if I cry hard enough, I was able to get registered without being, what they promised to pay later. I got caught up. So
Dre said, "You the birthday."
Huh?
Dre said, "Tandy is Adderall. She ADHD medicine." I said, "Now he said you the birthday."
Birthday?
It's this little slang trend on TikTok where this girl was like, you the main topic, you the birthday. And then somebody said, y'all blowing me, I'm the birthday candle. And then somebody was like, she jealous, she the birthday girlfriend. Like, it's just funny stuff. Just like shit.
So, I mean, I was
okay.
I was
I'm gonna leave all of that alone, but anyway.
But thank y'all for joining us for this special ADHD version of the Remix Morning Show on Monday.
I may not be here myself.
Me and Tandy back again on Monday. Also be here on Friday because I know you guys love me so much and I really enjoy being here.
Next Next Monday will be
Amber
the
just said,
Adderall version.
Amber just said it'll be her and Tandy. So what? I won't be back. I don't know. They'll let me know.
This is gonna come back.
She will be back, but I'm gonna put her on mute though. She'll be back. Only gonna let her off certain times.
You know, I do just want to say, Tommy, the more ADHD please crowd is bigger than the non-ADHD crowd. I'm just saying.
I see.
I just seen like 15 comments. You know, some people really enjoy being seen. You know,
Representation is important.
It's important.
It is important. I do believe in representation.
Yeah. Oh, y'all didn't get to see my cool Nina Simone shirt I had on today. This is the shirt I had on today.
I was checking it out. Y'all ain't see my cool. I finally got my cool, hoodie.
BLM shirt.
Hey, but before we get up out of here though, all you people talking about that was a great show today. Y'all, my people. Let's get some material tangibles behind that. Can we get some super chats? Can we get some donations? Don't just be running your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just run your mouth.
I remember that it was Amber and the Ambers that raised like thousands of dollars during that 24-hour, So
it was a good time.
That was
John Lamont said Zinzi, Tandy, and Amber, more than sign. Appreciate it. And Zero Pete sent $1.99 and said, "Great show. I hope Zinzi comes back too."
But it's a great show, but it's $1.99. See, now I'm gonna start shaming y'all. I'm gonna start donation shaming. Only $1.99, Zero PE. Thank you, Shitty Masha.
Thank you,
Shitty Masha. I'm not calling you Shitty Masha.
Lock them doors. Get the others to lock the door. Okay.
Chitty Macho sent $10 and said, "This all I got," and we appreciate you, Chitty Macho. And Chitty Macho, you should feel proud because I bring up your comments the most. They're the best ones.
I mean, I kind of appreciate Zero PE. Kinda. I'd appreciate him more.
He getting blowed out with these super chats though. John says $5 for next Monday's smile. So he's expecting to see your smile, Tanya.
Thank you, John.
And Zero PE said, "Don't shame him. He's trying to send something every stream, so he got to stretch it."
I appreciate you.
All right, bro. I'll let you go.
One of Africa said, "Not the pocket watching."
I'm not watching your pocket. That's not what. If I was watching your pocket, I'd tell you exactly how much to donate. I'll tell you exactly how. See, this is one of them Negroes that grew up. You know how you turn your back when you're looking your billfold? He grew up around black men like that.
The nosy one.
$4.99 sticker. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm gonna ask you next week.
John sent $4.99 for a super sticker. We appreciate you, John.
I'm gonna ask you, and this ties into the story that Tandy talked about with the the data center in Memphis causing pollution.
Mm-hmm.
So Amber being there, I want to get your take on it next time.
I appreciate it. We're going through a lot, but hey,
I be hearing stuff about Memphis
the other day.
I was just like, Amber, what's going on? Like, man,
too much shit.
They're trying to make you an example or some shit. Like,
they are. Now, Zizi, don't you get in this group chat with me and Tandy and start talking all day.
I'm gonna be in there though, but I won't be talking all day. But here's the thing: I'm at work right here. I work right here, so I'm already at work at 10 o'clock.
I really hate group chats, but I respect it. I respect them because I do need to communicate.
Exactly, and I don't mind group chats because I live in Queens and ain't nobody over here where I live, except no white folks. So yay! Not a single one. When I see white people in this neighborhood, I'm just like, you better not be moving here. You better be lost.
No, I would have moved to New York, but I am going to come visit again. I got another list of food places.
Again, here.
I want to go to that Loser's place to get the pickup cinnamon roll thing. Where they do like the cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. But when were you here the last time?
I wasn't there for a long time. I had to come for a quick thing. It was like I was there for a day. It wasn't nothing. If I'm not there for longer than one night, I won't tell people because I know I'm there for usually a work thing and I have to focus on that work thing. People be like acting all shocked. And I'm like, bro, I have to focus on the things I'm getting paid to do.
Thank you, African period.
Thank you, African period. Appreciate you.
Sent $5. He said, "Thank you, sisters." I know that's right.
Yeah, I know all the spots. I know the spots that I don't talk about because I don't want gentrifiers to find out about them. So I keep quiet. So yeah.
It's his spot. It's a dumpling spot. I think it's Vanessa's dumpling, some shit like that. Bro, I rode on a 25-minute train to get them dumplings. This shit was so fire. All I need is that little spice oil. Boy, I was fucking them up. Oof.
We do got the food. Okay, we definitely got the food. So
yeah, and I was always wondering how New Yorkers was eating like this, but I get why. Y'all walking everywhere. I didn't gain any weight eating all that damn food I was eating. I was eating hella like Mediterranean and like international dishes too, but I was eating so much stuff, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is good for me. But that food was fire. Them dumplings, I got like 2 or 3 of those 6 counts. They were so good.
Plus, we're not eating like that all the time. As much as I want to do takeout every damn day, that's expensive, you know. So, but when I do go out, I get the good stuff, you know. But we do cook, you know. But yeah, I have my choice of anything.
Dre says, "I hate Queens, New York, but they have some of the best restaurants." They do. I went to some good spots.
Amen. Now, here's the thing: I was born and raised in Queens, but I'm over it because it was like I went to high school in Brooklyn and just fell in love with Brooklyn. And, you know, however, I just cannot, if my landlord sold the brownstone, I was paying cheap rent. I cannot pay and refuse to pay what they charge in Bed-Stuy right now. Fuck that and fuck them. But I still miss it, you know? So right now, I'm in a more affordable area, but number one, I got to drive to everything. And number two, where I am is mostly Guyanese Indians, and I've had enough roti to last me the rest of my life. And Indian to last me.
I don't need no more. I don't need no more roti.
Yeah, Islander restaurant in Washington D.C.
Yes.
Where I
What's it called?
Island Room.
Are they
still Islander? Are they still open? They're probably gone.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't heard their name for a long time. And they had a really good Ethiopian, but they have a bunch of Ethiopian.
They had a bunch of wonderful places to eat in Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had some really good Ethiopian food there, and I had some really good Indian food.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We are over time. We got to get off the stream. So, peace, y'all. Have a great Monday. Tanya, you got anything to say?
Bye.
Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.